Hi, everyone. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to unmute Johanna. I think, yeah, there we go. All right. Hello. Oh,
Hello.
Excuse me. It's never a live stream without technical difficulties.
I agree. How do we even know this is real?
I know, right? It might not be. Could be a illusion. No, I'm kidding. Hello, everyone, and welcome. It is Wednesday. We are going to be chatting with Johanna live today. I'm trying to make sure I'm centered here. There we go. We're going to be chatting with Johanna live today. We're going to be doing a little bit of coloring, and I have linked at the top of chat the pre-order for Wonderful Wildflowers, which is what we're going to be chatting about today. So go ahead and save that link or open up another tab or whatever you want to do. Normally, I would go through and I'd say hi to everyone, but there's a lot of you in here, which is super awesome, and I think we should just go ahead and get started in. So if you are brand new to the coloring scene and you don't know, let's see, this way, okay. This is our lovely Johanna, aka the Queen of Coloring, and she has put out, oh my gosh, how many books at this point? Like 8, 10, 23? 14. See,
I'm not
oh
sure
my
either.
gosh. Yeah, Secret Garden was her first book. Her most recent book is The Magical Worlds, and her newest book coming up for release in, ooh, I should know this. Why didn't I? November? Yeah, November. I have it pre-ordered. For release in November is Wonderful Wildflowers, which we cannot wait to take a look at. But yeah, so if you don't know Johanna, now you know her. You'll follow her. I'm Emily, so now you know me. So we're going to be coloring, like I said, in Magical Worlds today. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and get started, and we will chat a little bit and get a little bit of coloring done. Johanna, what pencils are you using today?
I am going to use my Statler Design Journey pencils. It's a 72 pack, because I know you like Statler as well.
Yeah, we've got the Ergo Softs today.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So
my pencils are in horrible order. I'm so sorry.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I've got this nice pencils, and it's because I haven't used them since I last put them away. But
Wow.
I don't know if we'll move it so that chat can see it. Oh, it's behind my head, actually. There we go. Just tilt. Wrong way. We're gonna tilt it this way. Okay, you see that cup back behind me? Maybe. There we go.
Yeah.
Down in the bottom left corner.
Yeah.
Those are a bunch of pencils that I was too lazy to put away.
Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah. Chat regularly teases me because I have a tendency to use them, and then I think, oh, I still need to work on that page, and so I don't put it away.
These things happen. It's okay. Now also, Emily is about to do something really fancy with the camera. I can't do that, so I'm just going to tilt my laptop down.
There you go.
Good luck, everyone.
There we go. That works.
And
it works.
Upside down. Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I mean, there's a number of. I love that you've been doing a lot of like these little small victories ones in your book. So I guess one of the question is, are we going to have some small victory style pages in the new book?
Yes, absolutely. Because I know people love them. I love to draw them. You love to color them. They're just, I don't know. I think if you've not got a lot of time, but you want to get those feel-good vibes from completing a project, a small victory is just perfect. So yes, in Wonderful Wildflowers, there are a few small victory pages.
Well, and that's what it is. I mean, small victories, it's just like, it's not overwhelming. You can feel like, I was actually at a new bookstore that we have in town here that I was checking out for the first time. And it was kind of like an indie bookstore, pretty small, pretty niche book selection. And I was just like, oh, they probably won't have, any adult coloring books because it is such a small bookshop. Anyway, but they had a small little rack by the door that happened to have a number of adult coloring books. There might have been like 15 books in total of different ones, and one of yours, I want to say, might have been Magical Jungle was there. And so I was speaking with the woman at the work there. I was like, okay, if you're going to get any other, like, you need to get small victories, because like it's the perfect one, because it's just like sometimes, like especially with the early ones, even like Secret Garden, sometimes you could open it up and be like, whew, okay, I don't know, man. But then you open up like small victories and it's like, oh, okay, these are much more digestible. I could foresee myself getting this one done.
Exactly. The way I think about it is, I don't know if you have this app in the US, but we have an app here called Couch to 5K.
I
And it's
haven't.
basically this training app for running where you get from your sofa, your couch,
Yeah.
to running 5 kilometers. And it like breaks it down and it's all manageable and easy. And if you're an Olympic runner or, like an ultra endurance athlete, you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's so little. But for most of us, that is the perfect start to fitness. So it's the kind of the equivalent of that. It's like an entry level where there's lots of different subjects that you can color. Like it's not just one theme, and all the illustrations can be completed in a single sitting,
Oh my
depending on how you
gosh.
color them. I mean, you could make them very intricate, but I love the fact that you could sit down and finish a picture in one go. I think that's really rewarding.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and you've been kind of on this fitness journey for the last couple of years, right? I mean, you have completed how many Munros at this point?
Oh, the Munros have taken a bit of a back seat at the moment. So I think we've been at about, would we say 27, 28 Munros, which isn't that impressive considering there's like, I think, is there not 181 of them? It's been 282. I don't know. It's been so long. I've got a hill walking trip planned in the next couple of weeks, but yeah, I've been doing more high roxy stuff just now, and so that's a bit different. But
I've got
yeah, I think I've
stairs. Does
always
that
liked
count?
that. Pardon me?
I've got stairs. Does that count?
Absolutely. Every step counts. Every single step counts.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, and it's like because obviously I originally, followed you because we're all with the coloring thing, but it's been really inspiring to just see like how hard you've been working the last couple of years, and because I think even you had, I remember you were posting like with your 40th birthday or was like your 30th ninth, and you had
Oh
finished
yeah.
like a bunch of those then, and that was just like that is amazing, and to fit that with illustrating books every year, and in your case sometimes twice a year, not to mention tending to your girls and just like everything else, like your time management must just be absolutely amazing.
Well, that's really kind of you to say. It does not feel amazing. It feels like a constant struggle. But yeah, I think we're getting there. And I'm not the best at social media, I have to say. So when things are really busy, you will not see me posting on there because I just don't have time. And I just figure that's the last thing, on the to-do list. So if I'm really quiet, it's not because I'm really boring and doing nothing. It's because I'm doing everything.
Oh my gosh,
And there'll
yes.
be a nice catch-up post eventually. But yeah, so probably might be a good time to mention this. So this year is a year where I'm going to make 2 books in a year, which means that
Really? Wait, this year, as
um
in you have one releasing in November, The Wonderful Wildflowers, and then we have another secret book coming?
yes, there will be another
Because
one.
we haven't heard about any other
Yeah.
book.
So
Ooh, okay. Well, now
let
I
me think
gotta
this
ask. We're gonna
through.
move Wonderful Wildflowers to the side. What aren't you telling us? No, I'm kidding.
So this year, what year are we in?
2025.
2025.
Yeah.
So in 2025, let me look at you when I say this because I feel like I'm going to mess this up. In 2025, we have one book being released in November, which is Wonderful Wildflowers.
Yeah.
But this year I will finish 2 books, which means in 2026 there will be a surprise book and then
Ooh.
another book around
Yeah,
November
because
time.
we're lucky enough. We usually get the like November releases, but
Yeah, so we're keeping the November release for 2026, but
yeah.
there's also going to be a wee bonus just before it. Not
Okay.
just before it.
Well, now, when you say we though, is it like small? Well, I don't know. What can you? Is there anything you're
I mean, that
allowed to
could have just
tell
been a
us?
slip of the tongue, like I am Scottish.
That is true. That is
So yeah,
true.
I mean, it's definitely not a big surprise. It's
Well,
like a
it's a
big
surprise to
oversized
us. Are you
poster
kidding me? Like how excited we get about that?
Yeah, Joe,
Oh.
it's one of those things I'm like, on paper, yeah, that sounds great. We can commit to that. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, I've
Well, yeah,
got
because from
so
start
much
to
work to
finish,
do.
how long does it take you to, like, say you have no pages drawn? They're like, okay, we've got a
Yeah.
title, we've got a theme. From start to finish, how long does it take you to complete a book? I haven't even counted really how many pages, but I mean, we're talking at least what?
80 usually, 80 pages.
That's insane.
So I can probably do a book in 4 months, but that's hard. And also,
Yeah.
my children get really angry at me towards the end because
Oh,
I'm just drawing, drawing.
absolutely.
I'm like, even if like the pasta's in the like, pasta's on the stove, I'm like drawing at the side. Like it's just chaos. So comfortably, you want 5 to 6 months.
Yeah.
So I really
So
should crack on with the next one.
how much, like, how long does it take you per page from like, because you probably do it in like batches where you sketch everything out and then you move on to like inking, or how do you do a lot of that?
Yeah, in an ideal world, that's how it would happen. But no, so I have a page plan. So I'll write out, or I have a little spreadsheet, and it says, like how many pages we need to fill. And then I block off things like the title page and the contents page. And then I work out how much art we need to do.
Yeah.
Then I sometimes do thumbnail sketches, but usually I just draw like it's
Yeah,
just
just
so
jump
it's
right
so
in.
I just draw, Emily.
Yeah.
So I just draw and then I'll do maybe like 2 or 3 pages in pencil and then I'll ink them and then I'll scan them in. So that batch of three. And that's mainly because I'm scared I lose the sketches. Like it's nothing very technical. It's just like, oh no. So I do it like that and then we just piece it out bit by bit.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, Wilcox, I saw briefly because I'm really bad at following chat when I have a guest, but I did see Wilcox was asking, is it going to be available for pre order?
Oh yeah, always. And like, annoyingly, well not annoyingly, but
Well,
my
yeah,
publisher always puts it for pre-order before I finished it, and there's nothing the pressure of you guys all buying a book and getting excited and me sitting there going, I haven't even finished it.
you know what that is, though? That's faith. That's faith in your skill that we've all
Well,
loved all the books that you've put out so far. Like, honestly, you could probably even throw a few funky drawings in there and we'd be like, oh my God, this is adorable.
well, I'll not take you up on that offer just yet, but I'm really glad. That's so nice to hear. Thank you.
Well, so with wonderful, so obviously we're gonna wait for any official announcements for the secret book. Actually, have you ever heard of a author called Brandon Sanderson?
No, I feel like I should have done better. I'm so sorry.
Well,
No, I haven't.
if it's okay, like he's not a coloring book artist. He's a fantasy book writer, and he is just like a beast. The amount of books that he puts out, like on a regular basis, is absolutely insane. But he always has these key things that are called secret projects, like secret project number one, number two, kind of number three, and everybody gets really excited. And eventually, the books have a title. But to those that are still like within his community, always refer to them. Oh, this was secret project number one. This was secret project two, and
Oh.
nobody knows about them until like it's released. Like they're just like, because he puts out so many good books, it's just like, well, I'm sure we'll love it when it comes.
Now, I feel like Claire might have
Yeah.
mentioned this author to me. I'll need to double check, but
Oh,
that's so
definitely.
exciting. Well, yeah, this will be Secret Project 2 for 2025 because Not So Secret Project 1 would have been Wonderful Wildflowers, which everyone
Which,
knew about.
yeah, speaking of not so secret, I know we mentioned it briefly, but like, so when you posted, I gotta ask, when you posted the picture of the front cover
Mm.
and like the title was blocked out, did you think that we were all gonna go like Sherlock Holmes on it, trying to figure out what the title is?
Loads of people did. And they all DM'd me. And I was just like, sometimes I would reply with like a winky face. That
Right?
was that was if you went struck it lucky and you'd got it. It's like, yeah, bingo.
Well, I'm
Like
not gonna
that
lie.
was
When we saw it at first, I was like, with my husband, we were trying to like figure it out. But then I pulled some of our ladies into a chat, and it was like a group chat. I'm like, you guys, what do you think it is? We're all throwing out ideas. I want to say it was either Angela or Barbara. Like it might have been Angela who got it on because I was off on a wild tangent, and I got the first word, but the second word, like I was just like I was all over the place.
Oh.
And she said this, and I'm like, oh my god, that makes so much sense. And then of course we were all like, oh, we were.
I feel as well, I did tell some people, and then I can't remember who I've told. So never, obviously, I'm not very good at keeping secrets, so don't tell me a secret. But
Well,
like,
when you have a new
yeah.
book, like where does the publisher draw the line? Do they say like, oh, you can start sharing stuff, at X amount of time before release date, or how do they lay that out with like your?
No, they've never told me anything like that. My very first publisher did not like me sharing things on social media at all. Like, don't
Oh,
post pictures of the books. But that was a long time ago, and I
yeah,
think that was
yeah.
really before everyone realized the power of social media. So because I was just gay, like, oh yeah, look, I've drawn this today, and it's going to be in my new book. And they were
Yeah,
like, don't do that. But yeah, no, that's no, I've never been. Sometimes though, like that, we'll plan a date for like an official, not launch, but like announcement.
yeah, yeah,
stuff gets leaked all the time. I don't think you can get too precious about that. Just go with
Well,
it,
I
don't
think it
you?
helps to build the anticipation and people get excited
Yeah.
about it and and all that kind of stuff. And especially because now there is this solid community that just absolutely loves your books. It gets us all so excited. I mean, how many times
Oh,
have we had an interview here and we're talking about a new book and the rest of us are all like, "So when's the next one?" Like before it's even been in
oh.
conception. We're like, "More please."
Well, I've actually, I was just thinking there. I've signed, yeah, we've got 3 books in the pipeline now. So not
Really?
including Wonderful Wildflowers. So that's how far in advance we think.
Yeah, so we'll have the secret book, then we'll have next year's fall release, and then I guess the
Yeah.
third one would be the following fall after that, unless there's secret book number
Yeah.
two.
No, there's not secret book number 2. Could you imagine? No, that will be enough to be getting on with because I've got all these other things that I'm doing as well. So I'm doing another project just now that's not a book, um,
Oh, yeah.
a secret project side hustle
Okay,
1A, we'll
I
call
like
it.
it.
So I've got to finish that. And then, yeah, a few other little collaborations. So some are like proper brand collaborations, which
Yeah,
are always
yeah.
fun. And
Well, yeah, and
some
we
are
saw that
just,
bench that you were just doing too.
yeah, well, that's a charity project. So
Yeah.
that's a whole different one as well. So that's really good fun. And then some are just like people that I like on Instagram or other local businesses. It's like, oh yeah, let's do a thing.
Oh, fun.
So one of them is like a really nice local cake business called Amandine. And she was like, oh, can I commission a design or,
Yeah.
license it? I was like, I will swap you out for cake.
well, well, yeah, because that's kind of a but before you even started putting out coloring books, that's kind of what you did before, right? Like I know there was you did some bottles for Brewdog, and I know that obviously, like you can even see it when we see behind your shelf there, like you've got a lot of other products, but then there's been some commissioned stuff. So it's kind of like obviously it's not anything new for you, but it's kind of a throwback to when you did that in the beginning.
Yeah, so that was what my job was. I was a freelance illustrator and I created artwork for like every day for 40 hours a week,
Yeah.
probably much more than that actually. I was just like a hand for hire. So people would like recruit me or commission me to do artwork and I did things like book covers and website artwork. I did packaging. I did stuff for like so Starbucks and
Yeah.
Nike and
Oh, you did, that's right.
Adidas,
You did
like
Nike. You
lots
even
of
did
big
something for
brands.
Google, right?
Yeah, I did the Google
Yeah.
Doodle. I did a set of skis that are behind me,
Oh, that's
loads
awesome.
of things. Like that was my bread and butter. And then the book opportunity came along, and I actually almost turned it down. So when they approached me about doing Secret Garden, I was so busy with my freelance illustration work. I was like that. I don't have any free hours in my week
Yeah.
to make this book, but it was just one of those projects, when you really, really want to do it. So I figured to myself, I'll just have no social life for however many months it takes to do this book. And I'll do my day job during the day
Yeah.
and I'll do this book project at the weekends and at
Oh my
night.
gosh.
And it was pre-children, so I could pull an all-nighter without really worrying too much. And that's how it happened. And then slowly the books have taken
Yeah.
over and the
Oh,
freelance stuff has
absolutely.
had to step to one side.
Well, yeah. Oh my gosh. If you were doing the book the same time as you were doing everything else, you must just actually. Here's my question: with all the drawing you were doing for, your commissions and your collaborations, and then the book on top of that, did you ever like? Because if you're literally drawing all day, like, did your hands ever hurt? Like at the end of it, did you have to take like a
No.
couple days and like rest them, or even now, like with all the drawing that you're doing?
No, my hands never hurt. I sometimes get like neck pain
Mm.
and a sore shoulder. But do you know the thing that hurts the most is when I'm editing on the laptop. So if I've
Oh
scanned the artwork
yeah.
in and I'm on the Wacom and I'm just like moving things around and tidying it up, I think those like really little movements on my Wacom seem to knot up my shoulder. So,
Oh
it's another
yeah.
reason why I don't like digital. It hurts.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, because I mean, if I'm doing something, or even if like I'm working on a coloring page and I'm like anxious to get it done, and I keep like pushing through, like a couple days after that, I'm like, okay, I need to take a little break.
Yeah, yeah. I think your eyes need a bit of a break as
Oh,
well. It's a lot
absolutely.
of up close work, and it's not massively good for you if you're just straining for however many hours a day. So
Oh, yes, absolutely. Well, with we've always kind of asked and talked about, especially ever since, which one? I think it would have been Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, maybe. The one
Mm-hmm.
where Evie had drawn like a little monster and it got to go in the book. And then there was one of her classmates that said they wanted, a type of thing. So you put that in one of your other books. So with Wonderful Wildflowers, is there like any stories with any of the pages that we'll be seeing?
Yes.
Oh.
So I'm going to put this out there now because I think I'm going to get not abuse for it on the internet, but I think there's going to be some chat. So I'll just put it out there now so that when it all happens, you could defend me.
Okay.
So when you look through this book, there are some wild animals in it. There's like some foxes and rabbits and like I think there's not a kingfisher, a hummingbird, like animals of the wild. And then you will come to the page with a panda and you'll be like, what is this panda doing in this book? And the reason is that Mia's favorite animal is a panda. And she said to me, Mom, can you draw me a panda? And when your 7-year-old says that to you, well,
You're going to draw a panda.
of course I'll draw you a panda. So people are going to be like, oh, nice, like a deer and a fox and a hare and a rabbit and a panda. Like, why has she put a
Pandas
panda?
are adorable. Have you ever seen those videos where they're like, how do pandas even survive? And it's literally just them like falling out of a tree and like rolling down it.
Oh,
Hilarious.
well, yeah, Mia just loves a panda. So there's a panda. I think he's actually got cherry blossoms in him because I was like, surely they're wildflowers in Japan. So it makes sense to me. So when you see the panda and people are saying on the internet, what is she thinking? That is what I was thinking.
That's hilarious. Hang on, you go ahead and keep coloring. I had a little technical thing pop up. I need to.
Oh gosh,
fix
if you've had a
quick.
technical thing, it's a bad day. I'll just show you what I've colored actually. So what did I start with?
The top teapot. The top teapot.
This one. And now I'm going to do this little guy here.
Okay. So I realized that like the program that I have, I need to. Hang on one second.
We were laughing at the start of this live because Emily comes on and she's got like the cameras and the software and the introduction music and the hold down page. And I'm like, well, I just usually go on my phone and I press go on Facebook. And that's it. I can't do anything else. Sometimes there's a caption. Sometimes I try and put a link, but usually it's just go. And then we did joke and say maybe one day in the future Emily could come and do all my technical stuff and we could have a beautiful, polished media department, Emily, a media department.
I would be down with it. Like, it's great. We'll just move abroad. Maybe a husband can like get a
Just
job
come
out
here.
there. And we're live. Okay. Sorry, everyone. I know everybody's at the other one. They'll come on over. That's what mods are for, right? They'll tell them to, hey, by the way.
Yeah.
Yay, look.
Get
okay,
on
we
your
already got
group
people.
chat. Get on your group chat.
I know. Well, thankfully, I have wonderful mods that like almost have sixth sense about like how we work and how these things do. Anyway, you gotta love technical stuff. But we're back. Hello, everyone. Sorry, technical issues. Anyway, carry on. So because I know
I
we
would
only
just
have
like
you.
to say Emily dealt with that like an absolute pro. Like just type it away. It was like, in the control room in like a space movie where they're like, we go, rah, rah, rah. They're like typing all and she was doing all
Right.
that. And I was like, Emily, I'm just gonna keep coloring because I don't know what you're doing.
We're live from Saturday Night Live. No.
Like, I am no support in this situation.
Oh, early
I'll
on.
just color my thing.
Right. No, early on, like I was really nervous. And the funny thing is if I'm live over on Instagram, thank you, Barbara. See, I've got wonderful mods. They're all like intuitive. We just like speak telepathically. When I'm live on Instagram, I actually get really nervous. And I don't know why, but I think it's because like, I don't know. I think I find comfort in all of my bells and whistles, right? So like we've got the camera and the mics and I don't know. I feel like not to mention everybody over here is different than like not necessarily everybody who shows up on Instagram. Like we've got our core community here who are like here, like every Wednesday, every
sanctum.
Exactly. A little bit. Yeah. And so, I mean, I probably get too comfortable on live sometimes. I'm like, hey guys, you want to hear about my doctor appointment? But when we chat, twice a week, I can only talk about what I'm coloring so much. Otherwise, I'm just like, well, this is what happened in my life the other day. Like, we had a story the other day because we got an evacuation notice for wildfires. And, like, the sky was all like, it was all like post-apocalyptic. And I'm over here packing a bag. And Steve's like, it's fine. Everything's fine. I'm like, are you sure?
Yeah. I feel like that's what happened when I did all those lives during lockdown because like you were just going live every day and not much else was happening. It was just like there was no
Well, and
filter. And
every
now,
day is hard. Like I usually do a
yeah,
special like week-long thing when one of your books releases, but by the end of that week, like at the beginning, I'm thinking, this is great. I should just go live every day, like all the time. It'll be fabulous. And then by the end of the week, I'm like, I need like a month to recover.
your
You guys.
your husband's like, Emily, no more.
Right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's hilarious. But okay, so I know we only have you, well, literally for like another minute or so. So let's see, was there anything else? Oh, I saw somebody's question earlier and I wanted to make sure and ask, flip through for Wonderful Wildflowers. What is the timeline on that one?
I don't know. Like I only finished it properly a few weeks ago, much to Evie's dislike. Like Evie is my time management person, and
Right.
I had left the last little bit quite late. So I'd got it all finished, and it's all been sent to me. So it has to go through design. And I saw a PDF the other day, but we haven't got any printed copies back, so it's usually a little while. But honestly, I don't hold out on you guys. The minute I get
Oh,
like
absolutely.
a
Yeah.
copy, I will do the flip through because I know you're excited. Um, but it's the same paper for the UK and the US, which is always exciting. And I mean, it's always exciting for us. I think for like a normal muddle, they're like that. I don't know what you're talking about, but whatever. We get it. And there's a thread binding as well, which is also
Oh, we love
lovely.
the thread binding. Yeah.
Slightly different text, obviously, because of the Americanisms, and the penguin is hiding on the front of the Wildflowers book. And I
Okay.
think it was my agent that couldn't find it, but I spotted it immediately. So, you know.
I love that. I love that. Well, and then, oh, there was something else. Oh, for release. Obviously, this is November. It's still months away, but I know it's a common question that gets asked for the release. Are you planning anything special for release, or is it going to be kind of, I don't know. I know it's probably hard to plan when it's that far away.
Uh, well, yes and no. I mean, it's not actually that far away, and given how late I leave everything, I'd be every year I'm like that. I should have done this months ago. I should have done this months ago. So yes, might not be live videos though. Like I find it really hard to commit to that just with so much going on, and I hate letting people down. So I'm like, I'm gonna go live every day at this time, and like I managed to, and I'm like, yeah, somebody got sick. We had a power cut, and there was a
Yeah,
storm. And you're
that
like
was
that.
me last week.
Boom.
It's like
Well,
it's when the
yeah,
kids were younger, it was easier, like pre-K and kindergarten were like half a day. They didn't have any after school activities or whatever. But now they've got all their activities. They're bringing home goodness
this
knows
is
what.
it.
My son sneezed in my face the other day. Like it's
Thank you.
inevitable, right? And
Yeah,
so the
so
amount of times I've had to like cancel or reschedule or whatever, I'm like, they're gonna think I'm flaky, but I just have
I
tiny
know.
people.
Well, even did we not schedule
Right?
this?
Yeah, yeah, because
And
we
then
tried to
someone
do
got
it, and
sick.
then well, you had that snowstorm, and
Oh
then
God, yeah, I'm
yeah,
stuck at
and then
home.
I had stuff, and then you had stuff, and we're like, we don't know like when at all.
Yeah, I know, I know. So, and the reason Emily's been so kind and let me wrap this up is because I have to go and start swimming lessons.
Yeah.
But what was the question? Yeah, what are we going to do? We will do definitely some videos, uh, maybe a mix of things. Like I think some people like the little short clips where it's all speeded up. Some people like something a little bit longer, and some people like lives. So I'm probably going to try and do a medley, like a pick and mix
I
of all
like a
three.
medley.
So yeah, and just really get into this whole sort of wildflower quest theme because there is a bit of a quest to this one. So if you remember, Secret Garden and Enchanted Forest had like a bit of like a search and find kind of
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
or
yeah.
so it's going kind of back to that. So there's the plant hunters list, and I can't remember how many flowers it is, possibly nine, maybe 12. Well, that's terrible. There's a list of flowers, and their pictures are all at the back, and you have
Yeah.
to find them in the book. So we've got that part to it as well, which is lovely.
Oh, that's going to be so fun. Like I know everybody's
Yeah.
just going to be super excited when it comes out. Like as we usually are. I mean, I was thinking about reposting the other day. I made a video of where, we're all anxiously awaiting. It's like the illustrator's like, can you just give us a minute? Like we need, and we're like, are you done yet?
I'm just like, yeah, okay, everyone's buying a book, and I'm Not finished it yet. It's really bad. Sometimes people are buying it because like the publishers must feed through into like Amazon and what have you, the retailers, like the data. So like the title will go up, but it's just a placeholder, like because they
Yeah.
haven't even drawn the cover yet, and
Oh,
people are
yeah.
buying it. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Well, and somehow, I don't know if they released the cover early in the UK or what, but Claire is somehow always able to find the cover, and it's great because she'll post it and I'll see it. And there was one year where I was like, oh, cool, and I reposted it, and then I realized you hadn't even posted yet, and I was like, I probably shouldn't be posting the cover in the US when she.
No. Well, do you know what? I think it's not like we press a button and then suddenly it appears on Amazon and Barnes and Noble and Waterstones. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't work like that. They sort of push it out and then it sort of drip feeds through. So if you just happen to be looking for it, you probably will see it a little bit
Yeah,
early.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then I do my big announcement. But this is how lovely our community is. Like I think in some communities, like people would see it and be like, oh yeah, we've seen it before. But even if you've already seen it and then you see my post, people are always like, oh, I'm so excited. Like we get all the lovely messages. So thank you guys.
Yeah,
Like it's like
no.
when you know there's going to be a surprise party and you walk in, you're like, oh my
Well, and I think that's what's great. Like I know early on in like 2015 when it was, when it was kind of a start, we not everybody knew, but then somehow like like I know I started in a Facebook group, but these Facebook groups came together, and then there's the Instagram community. And then all of a sudden I was like, wait, there's other people that are like live streaming this, and that was it. Because literally my first book, I was just like, man, I wish I could see how somebody else colored this page. And then here we are at the Facebook group, which is where I met you, and then did all the things. And I feel like just the community as a whole has just like exploded. Like Suzanne's got her coloring
God.
meetup. Yes, blossomed. I like that word. But she's got that meetup that's coming up in the UK. There's going to be loads of. Barbara has done her workshops. Barbara's now putting out a how to color book. Like she's got 2 of them coming
I
out. Like it's
know.
amazing. Anyway,
It's
all right.
wonderful. It's
Well,
wonderful.
let's go ahead and wrap up so you can head out to do your kiddo thing. And yeah, but thank you so much for being here. Sorry about the technical difficulties and such, but we're here. We did it. We made it. I colored about 3/4 of a teapot.
I colored a pot plant and another thing,
Nice.
teapot. Yeah.
That's perfect.
I
Well,
had a bit
I'm
more time than
sure
you.
we will speak with you at some point again, or we'll see you on Suzanne's or whoever else's. But yeah, we're all super excited. And now that we know there's a secret book, you heard it here first, folks. No, I'm kidding.
You did hit it here
Yes, it's
first.
very exciting. But now that we know there's a secret book, we're all going to be really looking forward to that. Those of you that made it over from our first part, thank you. And if you like hanging out and coloring chat, we're here live twice a week on Wednesdays and Fridays. The link for Johanna's book is not pinned at the top of the chat anymore because we had to start a new chat, but it is in the description. So go ahead and get your pre-order in. I know that you may think like Johanna's huge and she has like all these books and everything, but the pre-order still helps because it tells the publisher how many books they need to get out. So absolutely pre-order if you can. And yeah, keep an eye out, I'm sure, for more news on the secret project.
Yes. Watch my next live, whatever it may be, for more spoiler alerts.
There you go. All right. Well, Johanna, thank you for taking some time out of your busy day and hanging out with us. And I guess we'll chat with you again here at some point.
Thank you for having me.
All
Bye.
right, bye.